Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's annoguma, impacting a change through technology and helping you have a well-balanced life with Christ at the center. So today we're going to be talking about low self-esteem, but before then, if you're new here, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning in. If you've not subscribed, use the subscribe button, it's free. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about low self-esteem, and with me here I have someone, and her name is Miss Ireoluwa. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So without much ado, let's go straight into the video length. Okay, so what is self-esteem?
Self-esteem is one's perception of themselves, how they value themselves. Another word for self-esteem is self-worth.
So are there types of self-esteem?
Yes, there are three types. Generally, there are two types of self-esteem. The first type is the inflated self-esteem, where someone has an overinflated perception of themselves. They like to see themselves as better than every other person. Those people, they derive joy and happiness from being better than other people. So that's how they see themselves. Like, that's how their own happiness comes. They value themselves because they think they are better than others. And then the second type of self-esteem is the high self-esteem. This one is you being happy with how yourself is. Like, you are not happy because you think you are better than your neighbor. You are happy because you know that you are valued, because you know that you are worth something. And then the last type is the low self-esteem. That's when you see yourself as worthless. You see yourself as lower than you actually are. Like, you see yourself as lower than every other person. That's what low self-esteem is.
Okay, so that's what are the types again?
You have the inflated self-esteem, the high self-esteem, and then the low self-esteem.
Okay, so now the topic we're talking about today is low self-esteem, and I think that's the major problem. So what are the signs of low self-esteem? So in case we know someone dealing with it, or maybe maybe you yourself, you are dealing with it, so we can know that, okay, this is it, so let's work on it.
Well, I have some things written here, so I'll just be reading from this.
Okay.
The first thing is that when you go out to parties, when you are in social locations, social events, instead of you to interact with people, instead of you to meet with others, you're just staring at your phone, looking at messages that are not there. So you're just like, instead of mixing with people, you keep to yourself. That's one sign of low self-esteem. Another thing is during an argument, like let's say you're arguing with somebody, you are talking to somebody, instead of you to assert yourself and bring your opinion, say what you believe in, you just keep quiet, swallow everything, and in order to prevent conflict, like you are not bold enough to say your mind, to say like exactly how it is. That's another sign of low self-esteem. And then the third sign, this might be controversial, so people might beg to differ, but is that you can never leave your house at any point in time without wearing makeup. Every time you step out, you are wearing makeup. Every time you step out, you have to be all, stuff like that.
Glammed up.
Yes, exactly. And these people, they draw a false self-esteem from looking beautiful with makeup on. So that's why they think they are beautiful, because of the makeup, not because they actually feel like in themselves they are beautiful. And then the fourth thing is you take constructive criticism too personally. Like, someone is telling you something for you to, so that you improve, so that you get better, and instead of you to take it and use that constructive criticism to better yourself, you take it seriously, you start crying, you break down. Instead of everything to build you up, it pushes you down. So instead of it to be constructive, it becomes destructive in your case. And this is something that has actually been a personal experience for me, because okay, there was a time that I needed to, I'm not going to go into very personal details anyway, the time I needed to work on something, and my spiritual father told me a few things, and instead of those things, any normal person that hears it will be like, yes, okay, I've heard this thing, I will be on fire, I will walk. Instead, I was thinking into depression. I wrote one article called Sunken. It was a very dark time, I tell you. And then the next thing, the fifth thing I'm talking about, is that you are afraid to contribute your opinion in conversation, because you feel like what you're going to say is rubbish. Like, who wants to hear what I have to say? See other people here saying better things. What is my opinion worth? So you don't talk, you don't speak up when you are conversing in public with people. And then, or it could even be at your workplace when they're asking, okay, we need to do something now, who has any opinions? And the funny thing is that your opinion might actually turn out to even be better than every other person there, but because of that low self-esteem, you don't speak up. And then the sixth thing is that you are indecisive in the midst of simple decisions. You're not assertive enough. Like, you make a decision and then the next minute you're like, no, I don't know, I'm not sure. You are very indecisive, even when it comes to very little things like picking what to eat or picking what to wear. It's very difficult for you to make decisions because you don't trust yourself to make the right decision. And then the seventh thing, something I've also dealt with personally, is that you cannot handle genuine compliments. Like, when someone tells you you're beautiful, you doubt it. You feel like, oh, they are mocking me. Like, how can they tell me that I'm beautiful? You don't know how to receive it. And then the next thing, the eighth thing I'm talking about, is that you give up too soon without even trying. You like, okay, another, yeah, I can also relate with this one too. Like, there was a time, I'm a Yoruba girl, my name is Ireoluwa, so yes, I'm Yoruba. So this is not a low self-esteem, but it's an example I want to give to like explain it. So my dad told me to take Yoruba in my WAEC exam. I wanted to be absent because I knew that I would fail the exam because I don't know Yoruba. So like that kind of situation, if I was absent, they'll put A, like absence in the results. So everybody be like, oh, is like that because she was absent. But then I wrote the exam and I got F9. So you see, like if I did not write it, like it was like if I did not write it, I would have been absent. So like nobody would have known that I would have failed if I had written it anyway. So that's the thing, you give up so that like because you think that you will fail, so that if people ask you, this thing, what happened to you? You'll be like, it didn't work out because I didn't try at all. So you feel like it's better than trying at all because that way you can control the outcome. So it's better for you to not try at all than for you to try and fail. So and then the next thing is that you compare yourself with other people. So you use other people as a yardstick to measure your own personal achievements. So even if you do something good, you're like, so what that person is doing, mine does not measure up, mine is not good enough. So even if you're actually making progress in your life, you are blind to it because you are busy comparing yourself with others. And then the last thing is that you slouch. So you're not confident and it shows in your body posture. So it's like instead of you to walk on the streets, you are held up high, confident and proud. You are slouching, you're walking in a depressed manner because you are not confident enough to stand straight, stand out. Basically.
Okay, so are there causes of low self-esteem? Are there things that make people not go into, but are there things that get people into that low self-esteem?
Yes, for every problem there's a cause. So definitely there are causes of low self-esteem. And I'll be starting from the basicest, the most basic cause of low self-esteem is from, like, as children now, you have unsupportive parents. Maybe your parents are always criticizing you. Any little thing you do, they're always insulting you. You should have done this better, you should have taken initiative, you should have, like, you didn't do this, you're not good enough. So even if at the beginning you didn't believe those things, honestly, if you keep saying something to somebody long enough, no matter how hard or strong you are, eventually you start to believe it. And another thing is also under unsupportive parents. Maybe you are a SAM parent, silent, absent, and missing. So your child does something amazing in school, you're not there to encourage them, you're not there to compliment, you're not there to cheer them up. So like they now feel like their achievements are not anything, and that can also lead to low self-esteem. Another thing is, also in your friends, apart from parents too, your friends, people that generally your loved ones, people that surround you, if they don't give you kind words, they don't say kind things to you, they're always insulting you. Like you might think it's a joke, like see this, you're very stupid, you're very dumb, you just talk to your friend jokingly like that, but you don't know like how they take those things that you say to them. Words are very powerful, they have the power to break or to build. So the things that you say to your friends, things you say to your spouse, to your partner, they are very important because they have the power to either build their self-esteem or diminish it completely. Let me say this, as a parent or as a spouse or as a best friend, you have like the power to completely shatter your friend's self-worth or your partner's self-worth or your child's self-worth. So use your words kindly. When you talk to them, say kind things to them, say nice things to them. Don't just, even all these teachers in school, that when you don't understand things, they're like, you're so stupid, you're so dumb, things like that. It really, really affects the child's low self-esteem, and then they grow up feeling that way. And then I had a short note I wanted to put. I'm not married though, but I just felt like I should say this. In marriages, men should learn to compliment their wives. When your wife does something good for you, compliment her. It goes a long way in building her as a woman, making her more confident. And women also, encourage your husband when he comes back from work tired, and maybe people at the office have said so many bad things to him, his boss has insulted him in numerous ways. When he comes home, be his comfort, be his succor. Say things that will boost his ego, that will make him more confident and able to face the next day. And then I'm actually combining the causes with the cure. Actually, if you notice what I'm saying. And then the next thing that can affect your self-esteem are abusive partners. Are the worst. The ones that abuse you, whether physically or verbally. they say insulting things to you. They insult, like maybe you come home and it's like, you're so ugly, if I break up with you nobody else will take you. And maybe initially you're like, you didn't believe that, but then if you continue to stay with him, or if you continue to stay with her, because abuse is on both ends actually, men abuse, women abuse, eventually it will affect yourself, it will affect how you see yourself and how you treat yourself. And a short note I wrote here also is that nobody, not even you, no matter what you've done in this life, nobody deserves to be abused. Love yourself enough to know your worth. If someone is treating you, yes, you are special, you're a human being. God sent his only son to die for you because there's something special, unique, amazing about you. So if someone is treating you less than that, less than an amazing person, less than someone who someone died for, you should know your worth and walk right out of that relationship. And okay, the next thing that I'll be talking about is, okay, poor performance at school. Let's say you've been writing the exam, you've been failing repeatedly, failing and failing. Like maybe you wrote like jammed you 10 times. Like definitely that will affect your self-esteem. But in cases like this, like I'm going to be talking about self-esteem from a spiritual perspective. So in cases like this, when you maybe you're failing in school repeatedly, you write the exam, you try to read, you're not understanding things like that, you fall back to the word of God. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 tells us that, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind that retains, a sound mind that understands, a sound mind that is able to recall. I have this two of my friends actually shared the testimony with me about this particular thing. One of them, when he was like in kindergarten, that's too young, like primary school, the lowest level. So every time he used to fail in school and all, like every morning when they wake him up to go to school, he's always so sad and depressed, like he doesn't want to go because I'm failing, I'm not doing well, why should I keep going to this place that makes me feel so bad about myself? So one day Sunday school, the teacher told them about God and told them that if you want anything from God, just ask him and he will give it to you. So he bent his head and he said a short prayer, tiny little boy, and he told God to help him in school, to make him smart, to give him knowledge, things along that line. And ever since then, he stopped failing. When he reads, he understands. Another friend I have, she shared this testimony with me very recently actually. She said when they wrote an exam and the results came out, she and her roommate, they scored like way lower than other people, and it made her really, really sad. So she prayed about it and she gave seeds, and ever since then, normally when she reads, it's very difficult for her to understand, but now she reads and she understands it perfectly. And since then it really, so if you understand the truth, what I'm trying to say is that if you understand the truth of God's word, that he has given you a sound mind and you operate from the angle of that truth, you don't accept anything else that the devil is trying to bring your way. Like, no, if you read and you understand, you speak to your book, no, I have a sound mind, and you read it again and you understand. And then the next cause is social media. Social media is rubbing it in our faces that the ideal body is the skinny one, that there's a particular way for your face to look, and most people, they believe it and they allow it to down and drown how they see themselves. But another scripture that I want to read is this. My spiritual father talked about this to us some weeks ago, so I just want to share it with us. Psalm 139 verse 14. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. So even when you, maybe not even social media, when people, friends tell you, your face is really somehow, your nose is too big, your features are very disproportionate, you tell them, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I know that fully well. He told us, he said there's some things that regardless of what people say, regardless of what that annoying voice in your head tells you, you should know them fully well. Like example, you have a sound mind, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You should never let anybody take those truths away from you. You should know them as well as you know that you are alive. Know them like full consciousness that, okay, these are the things that I know, and regardless of what anybody says, don't let them shake that conviction deep within you. Yeah, another thing that I forgot to mention also is comparison. When your parents compare you to other children, it's like, so all your achievements, all the things that you've done, they're like, but see what that person, maybe you came third position, but like, but Bola came first, so she have two heads. So they just diminish and undermine anything that you felt like you might have. It's not only parents, even when your friends, when your teachers compare you, comparison is very bad. It is a bad, like, let's say it's like you're trying to grow a plant and then you cut off sunlight from it, you don't feed it. you don't water it. That's what comparison does. It just kills growth, basically.
Okay, so for low self-esteem, how dangerous is it?
Low self-esteem is very dangerous. It affects every sphere and every area of our lives. Because let's start from, I want to use the causes. Okay, let's say your parents have been telling you are dumb, you are not smart, you are not intelligent, and then because of that you stop answering questions in class. You start keeping to yourself. When people are having intellectual conversations, you withdraw yourself. You don't. There's this example that I like to give, like in secondary school. This beautiful damsel see before you won't suffer from low self-esteem. And okay, there's this example I used to give. Yeah, in class when the teacher asks me a question, and this happens to just answer it straight away. I'll be like, I don't know. Then I'll answer the question, and what I say will actually turn out to be correct. So things like that. It's really, it doesn't let you come out. It keeps you you just try to stay inside yourself. You don't want to speak up, and there are many sensible things that you should actually say. And then another thing is that low self-esteem, it prevents you from trying new things. It prevents you from doing, low self-esteem could cover up your potential. Let's say, let me look for an example that I can give now. Another personal example. I sing, or at least I try to. Well, not to blow my own horn. And it took me a while before I actually started singing. Before I gave my life to Christ, giving my life to Christ was one of the things that helped me to really, really finally overcome the low self-esteem. And there are times that my future father will ask me to lead praise and worship. You will not go out, or I'll just, because of how I was feeling, because I felt like, what can I sing? What can the Holy Spirit do through me? I'll just mess it up because I was too in my head. This time to just let it go and just sing. I was too in my head thinking about, people are looking at me. What are they thinking in their heads? Things like that. I was busy worrying about what everybody else was thinking. This time to just focus on what I was doing and let go. So low self-esteem, it doesn't let you really exert yourself. There's this word I'm looking for. It cages you. So those times, that's why I've been leading praise and worship, training myself for destiny. I was busy hiding and cowering. Yeah, so basically, low self-esteem will prevent you from reaching your full potential. So basically that's what the danger of low self-esteem is. You will never go as far as you would have. There's something I used to say also. No, I used to say something I will say now. Low self-esteem is the lie of the devil to keep you from reaching and fulfilling destiny. Because if the devil can make you believe that you're not good enough, that you're not able, that you don't have what it takes, then you will not fully exert yourself. You will not. The Bible says in Romans chapter 8 verse 19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. So what low self-esteem does is that it prevents you from reaching this manifestation. And then there's something else that my spiritual father said. He said low self-esteem is a negative emotion, and when the devil brings low self-esteem, what he wants to do is that he wants to kill your destiny even before you die. Because when you have low self-esteem, then you're not even trying to reach for that destiny at all. You just settle that, okay, this is all I can be in life. So basically, low self-esteem limits you generally in every area of your life. You end up less as a shadow of yourself, a shadow of who you could have become. That's how dangerous low self-esteem is.
Okay, so how can you get over low self-esteem? I noticed that when you were saying the causes of low self-esteem, you also added the cures. But are those all, or you still have more to say on how to get over low self-esteem or how to improve your self-esteem?
I think that was basically all of it, but then I'll just rebuttress the point. So first of all, another thing I want to say is that you should change the narrative. Okay, fine, the world is telling you negative things about yourself. The voice in your head is telling negative things about yourself, but you change the narrative. As they are bringing those negative thoughts, those negative things, you say positive things to yourself. You can stand in front of the mirror every day, tell yourself, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, I have a sound mind, I'm a child of God, I am worth it, I am loved. Things like that. Because another thing that Michelle does is that if you want to conquer thoughts, you cannot conquer thoughts with thoughts. So if negative thoughts are coming and you're telling yourself and you're trying to counter the thoughts with other thoughts, you have to, it's not going to work. You have to speak words, and in this case the word of God. Because for you to okay, two men are arguing, let's say, how do I explain this thing? Okay, two men are arguing, and then if one is to counter one, he has to have more power than the other. He has to have more let's say veto power. He has to have more veto power than the other person. So now the devil is using the society to throw negative thoughts at you. He's using demons to speak negative thoughts into your head. The only thing that can counter this thing is the truth in the word of God, the power in the word of God. When you speak those words, the word of God is a spirit and it is life. So when you speak those words, or when you speak the word of God to yourself, it speaks life to the death that those negative thoughts and negative words are bringing. Yeah, and another thing that I want to say is that when you counter the negative, as much as you should counter the negative thoughts with positive words, you should counter them with positive words that are true. Like, don't lie to yourself. I wrote something that, so I'm just going to read it out. If the devil is throwing negative words and thoughts at you, counter them not just with positive words, but with positive truths. Things that when you say them, the voice in your head cannot argue with you, because you know for a fact that they are true. And that is exactly what the word of God is. It is true. There's no word in the word of God that is a lie. So when you speak these words to yourself, even the devil knows that, okay, this girl knows the stuff that she's made of. She knows that I cannot ridicule her. She knows that I cannot limit her. And those voices just fade away. Yeah, so that's another thing. And another thing is self-love. Love yourself. Whether you are fat, whether you are thin, however you look, love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, that is when all these things will start to get to you.
So what is the relationship between self-love and self-esteem?
Okay. From my point of view, I think that self-love is very imperative. It's very important when you talk about self-esteem. Because people that have low self-esteem, they don't love themselves. Basically, they wish that, I could be different. They don't accept themselves the way they are. But if you love yourself, like my friend Anthony, she made a video. I don't know if you've not seen it, please go and watch it. She made a video on self-love. So if you love yourself, then like there will be no issues with your self-esteem, because you accept yourself. Even if someone tells you, you're ugly, you know that you're not ugly, because you love yourself, and that love that you have for yourself just bounces off everything that people are saying about you. I think self-love is everything in self-esteem. Self-love, self-acceptance, because if you love yourself, then people cannot make you feel bad about yourself, basically. And that's what I have to say about it.
Okay, so this is the last question. Maybe you have other things to say after when you finish answering this question, but the question I have now is, what is the difference, or is low self-esteem and shyness the same thing, or is there a difference?
I think that this is a very tricky question, but I'll do my best to answer it as well as I can. Okay, there are different kinds of personalities. There are the introverts, the extroverts, and all that. So generally they claim that introverts are shy. So some people are shy because of their personality, not necessarily because they have low self-esteem. It's just their personality. They are socially awkward, if I should use that word. They would rather just interact with a small group, like their friends, than talk in front of a large crowd, things like that. But then people that are extremely shy, those people could be suffering from low self-esteem, because it's like what I said about the worship name. So instead of them to be talking, instead of them to be confident, they are wondering, what are people thinking about me as I'm standing here? Is what I'm saying is even making any sense? Like, who am I that I'm standing here? I'm not worth anything, things like that. So some people that are shy, they are shy because they have low self-esteem. Or other people, it's just their personality. So it's not a black or white thing. It's kind of
intertwined. Do you have any other thing to say to seal up this video or something? Do you have any other thing to say?
Okay, I'd just like to add a tiny little detail. Like what I said earlier about, I just want to go back to self-love a little. Loving yourself entails making decisions that will benefit you as an individual. So if you love yourself, you will do things like, okay, I want to take example of someone that is obese. You should not say, I have a high self-esteem, I won't work on this. You should love yourself enough to take care of your health. So if you feel like the fatness is beginning to affect your health, love yourself enough to work on it and actually take action to curtail the danger to your health, things like that. So there are actually some things that people might say that are actually valid and you might need to work on. So but there are things that people say that according to what I said, that things that you should know fully well. Like when the things that they say counter those things that you know fully well, they know that, okay, this one is rubbish. But then there are other things that people might say that are actually useful, that you should actually take into consideration.
Okay, so thank you for joining us, and we've learned a lot. I've learned a lot as well. So thank you for joining us, and with that, I think we've come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I know you will tune out now. Thank you. Jesus loves you. Bye.